Hello everyone, I'm your lovely host Pikachu, and welcome back to Everlasting Summer, and I'm finding my own stuff for my own celebration for strawberries. Yeah, go strawberries. Strawberry go. Or Ichigo go, I'm just kidding, I don't know. I truly feel like that's an actual anime or manga. But anyways, ready to go. Would not be surprised if a crowd of fat green trolls would appear here right now besides me, with every one of them feeling obligated to laugh at me. So maybe to hell with this cake. I weighed my options for some time. No, if such a major plan at Olga fell through, I'd be in a world of hurt. And it would complicate both my life in the camp and my search of answers, which I've stopped for quite a while. Seems I have no choice. I think it was like infirmary and library for sure. I bet the clubhouse is one, but I don't remember. I feel like I visited the infirmary too often recently. What can I do? That's how things pan out. I decided to knock on the door. Come in, the nurse said with a trace of sing-song accent. She's not gonna kill me, is she? I still think it's really pretty that her eyes are two different colors. Good afternoon. Olga has sent me to get some. I hesitated slightly. Yeast? Ah, sure. She gave me a broad smile. It's just that I don't have any. Pioneer. How so? She said that. Well, I had some, but now there's none left. I didn't even bother asking why she had it in the first place. Well, don't you worry. You can have some aspirin, for example. That could be of some use to me, actually. Where do I get it, then? I sighed. Take this. She opened the drawer and pulled out some kind of bottle. Ostenkinsukal was a well-known brand of cheap beer in USSR. Is that legal? I don't think I'm of legal age. I took a closer look. What's the matter? Beer is also a fermented product. She gave me a deep gaze. Nobody will even notice. She had a point, but everything just looked so grotesque to me that I couldn't find anything to say. Are you sure? Absolutely. Okay then. The bottle clearly didn't fit into the pocket of my shorts. Well, thanks. I mumbled shyly, leaving the infirmary. Well, beer certainly could replace yeast. Even my limited knowledge of chemistry and biology was enough to accept this. But generally walking around with this bottle in my hands looked like a silly idea to me, so I decided to bring it to Olga's cabin and hide it there. But I had to reach it somehow without anybody noticing the beer. I hid the bottle under my shirt. Everything would have been fine, but Slavalia called out to me at the square. Actually, she sprang out from behind me so suddenly that I even gave the start. How's it going? What exactly? Your search for ingredients. Ah, so you know already. Yes, I do. Slavalia smiled. It's going alright, I answered, trying not to give away my unrest. What do you have there? She pointed at the bottle sticking out from under my shirt. This, she got me. It's nothing. I blushed with a silly giggle. Time to go. I was almost running, leaving the square with the puzzled Slavalia behind. Great that she is one of those people who don't ask unnecessary questions, but there are people in this camp who like nothing better to poke their noses into other people's business. Pressing the pioneers' cabins, I stumbled upon Uliana. What are you hiding there? She gave me one of her cheeky looks. Thought there was no point in denying anything, so I replied in a provocative manner. It's none of your business. I'm a cipher officer bearing a message to headquarters. There's certainly a big message. I was carrying the bottle at waist height, so I was slightly embarrassed. You want some help? I'll deal with it on my own. I walked past her confidently and proceeded on my way. To my surprise, she didn't say anything or try to pursue me. There was nobody at Olga's cabin, so I successfully managed to stuff the bottle under my bed. Once I got outside, I sighed with relief. Really, I couldn't believe that I would ever worry that much about a single bottle of beer. Like, I was back in high school. It's a good thing it's safe now. Even if somebody finds it, I'll claim that it's not mine. I could always think of a suitable excuse for my enormous experience. Why don't you just be honest that it's the flour? Or yeast or whatever. Every other place on the cake ingredient list made at least some sense to me. The flour from the library made none. Thought hard about who put it in the library and why, but couldn't find any sane explanation after all. Given Zaina's harsh nature, I better knock it first. Open. Xana peered at me closely from behind her glasses. What do you want? Don't think anything weird, but I didn't want to look like an idiot, instead explain things carefully. Need some flour. Olga said that it's here. I understand it sounds strange to keep the flour in the library, but I was sent to you, and it's needed for Cake to celebrate Trick's rescue. Yes, I have the flour. What's so strange about it? Xana replied with surprise. And at that second, I felt like I've been hit on the head with a heavy weight and lost the ability to understand anything at all. Flour in the library. Sure, what's so strange about it? We're in Wonderland. I'm Alice. Now I'm gonna go eat that magic mushroom and I'll be back home. Hey. Yeah. I was daydreaming. Wait here, I'll be right back. She disappeared behind the bookshelves while I folded my hands and started waiting. A moment later, the sound of a trapdoor groaning on its hinges reached me. Blah. Hey, you need some help? I inquired loudly. I'll deal with it. She's so snarky and nasty to me. What did I ever do to you, mate? Mate, be nice to me. Bart. She's a dog. Rough. I'm just kidding. Xania barked out to me. She seems to be in the basement, so I'll have to wait a little. There's a basement in a library. Why is there a basement in the library? Now I hear rustling bushes. Okie dokie. A few minutes passed, but Xana still hadn't returned. I was starting to get worried when the door was suddenly flung open and Alyssa came into the library. Why is she wearing her shirt like that again? I thought the teacher didn't like that or whatever. She looked surprised to seeing me here. What are you doing here? Why are you wearing your shirt like that? Am I not allowed to be here? I said rudely to her. Alyssa was clearly a bit overwhelmed. What do I care? She snorted and headed to Xana's table. Why are you here then? Alyssa measured me with her eyes carefully and almost opened the mouth to say something, but then seemed to change her mind and turned away, hiding her hands behind her back. Returning a book. I blurted the first thing off the top of my head. It's none of your business, she replied with a hint of hesitation. What book is it? Alyssa was silent. Oh, come on, let me see. It's like 50 Shades of Grey. That'd be so goofy. I wonder what Miss High Voltage Keep Away reads. It's none of your business. Her voice was even less confident. Okay, I don't insist on or anything. In fact, I'm quite interested to find out what Alyssa was reading. Me too. Pretty sure it's 50 Shades of Grey, though. Or Twilight. One of those two. Moreover, I was quite amused to see a book in her hands. TV, movies, or a computer, if one were available here, all these things seemed to be much more appropriate entertainment for a girl like her. But she had a book instead. Tried to snatch the book out of Alyssa's hand, stay on guard. Don't hit me. I want to snatch it from her so badly, because that sounds like fun. But I should behave. Which one do I want to do? I'll stay on guard. I'll behave. I really want to do that one though, but I'll do this one. Curiosity killed the cat. Anyway, it's Alyssa, and that means it could quickly turn into a total mess. Plus, still have ingredients to collect. Well, I'll come later. Alyssa left the library quickly without looking at me. Got me thinking, what could this book could be about if she was so ashamed of it? I'm telling you. It's those naughty romance novels girls like to read every once in a while, probably. I wouldn't know because I don't really do that, but anyways. Or maybe it's a manga. I mean, when I was a kid and I was in high school, I was kind of embarrassed reading mangas because I was like, oh, everyone's going to think I'm like a kid and stuff like that because they're going to make fun of me thinking it's like a picture book, but nah, I got over that eventually. I don't know if it's that, but anywho. Because mangas are definitely not for kids. There are some that are for kids, but then there are some that isn't. But that's with just regular books. It's just a comic book. And comic books aren't for kids either. I just realized that. Like Deadpool. Not for kids. And ashamed Alyssa is something extraordinary by itself. But Alyssa ashamed about a book? What's the point in guessing now? There's no way to find anything out. Finally, Xania's deep groan rang out, reaching each and every corner of the library. Grab it. I passed by the bookshelves and beheld a pestering librarian sitting next to the trapdoor leading into the frick my life, with the basement with a small sack next to her. Well, they might have some sort of storehouse down there. Thanks. I took the sack and I left the library. Thank goodness it wasn't too heavy, so I carried it down to Olga's cabin without too much effort. Guess last place is Clubhouse. Feels like I've gone through more things today than all the previous days combined. Thus approaching the clubhouse, I even forgot to think about how awkward it must be to look for Sugar there. Is that a cat robot? Shirk and Electronic were enthusiastically building something. It legit looks like a cat robot. They were so busy they didn't even notice me. I looked closely. It was some kind of robot, or at least the body of one. Moreover, this robot was female and had animal ears. They're into Neckos. I'm just kidding. I didn't want to make up theories about purpose of such a device for luminaries of Camp Cybernetics. Come on, you can take a guess. It's probably their girlfriend because they can't get one. But that's why they gotta make one. I'm just kidding. Even though the design looks practically workable, I had my doubts about this robot ever being able to conquer Earth, or at least being able to do anything on its own. But they seemed to be enjoying the process more than the end result itself, and that was something we shared, even though I didn't want to admit it. On the other hand, they weren't afraid of possible failure, criticism, or jokes. They were working towards their goal without paying attention to others who would call it unrealistic or even absurd. Oh, it looks like I'm truly comparing them to luminaries of the sciences. Hey guys, I greeted them uncertainly. Oh, Simon, come in. We're always glad to see you. Even after I slapped you, and I'm not really sure about seeing you again, Mr. Crazy trying to kill me the other day. It's actually already inside. You know, sorry for what happened yesterday. I barely remember anything, but, well, never mind, it's okay. What brings you to our humble abode? Electronic looked at me slyly. Sometimes I feel that makes such a face when he knows something about the other person, something he can use in a right moment. Sugar. I need sugar. An image from an ancient video game suddenly came into my mind, where some kind of unit like a builder or something cried out with all of its 5-pixel gesture, "Gold! We need more gold!" We got it, said Electronic calmly. Why would you want it? Felt that I shouldn't explain to Shirk that we want to bake a cake for him. I shouldn't spoil the surprise. I don't know. Olga told me to get some. Okay, hang on. Electronic disappeared behind the door to the next room. Why do you have sugar here? Why not in the canteen? When the food truck came last time, it was the last thing to unload. And given that our building's the closest one to the entrance, they decided to leave it here to save some effort. That's reasonable, isn't it? The door opened, revealing Electronic hauling a huge bag behind him, not a bag. I really don't know what the size of the cake will be, but that was obviously too much sugar. Well, thanks, but I don't need it all. But where would we put it? Don't look at me for that. Electronic gave me a surprised look. You don't have a place for it. I'm not your errand boy to just keep things and take it back, brah. You asked for sugar, so take it. Seems that the previous smile of his wasn't there without reason. Maybe it will help me then. It's not that far to carry. We're busy. Little head pointed his hand at the robot, gazed at Shirk. He owed me after all. He hesitated and looked away in shame. As I took the bag and headed to the door. Thanks anyway, I said at parting, exerting myself. But I didn't make it too far. Just after a mere 20 meters, I had to put the bag down to have a rest. I had no idea how much it weighed, but it felt like more than 20 kilos. On the one hand, it was just 200 meters to the canteen. On the other hand, even such a distance with this payload on my shoulder, or alternatively in my hands, or on my legs, or under my arm, or even on my head, looked impossible for me to cover. And as I resigned myself to move in minor sprints with prolonged pauses between them so I could get there by right, at least I heard a voice behind me. Maybe I could help you. Yay! It's my waifu! She comes to save me. I saw Lena in front of me. I don't think you can. It was one of those moments when I felt painfully how dramatically I was out of shape. I can bring a handcart. A handcart. Why didn't I think of that myself? Yes, that would be great. Wait here, I'll be right back. She smiled and ran in the direction of the square. What would I do without her? It's good that Lena isn't always that shy and can take the initiative sometimes. I started to think. She seemed quite unusual now. with no trace of shyness on her face and actually the complete opposite smiles and confidence. The offer of help wasn't something extraordinary by itself, but getting it from Lena. A few minutes later, she came back with a smallish handcart. I put the bag down on it. Thanks. Don't mention it. She blushed and looked down. Oh, Lena, we all know is back. So I'll go then. Yes, see you. And thank you again, shouted after her. Sometimes I felt there are two different people living inside of Lena. Maybe there is, and it's a multiple personality or split. I'm just kidding. But the second one, confident and happy, sometimes even bold, only appears when she talks to me. Am I making things up? Nah, you're not. She so totally has a thing for you, brah. I'm just kidding. Well, no, she probably does have a thing for him, but anywho. Besides the point. I thought it would be better if I get all the ingredients at once, so I headed to Olga's cabin with the handcart. Finally, it seems that everything had been collected. I took the handcart with sugar outside and put the sack with the flour in it, followed by the 2 baskets of strawberries that somehow fitted in between. And the beer was hidden under my shirt just in case. The day was coming to its end, so I had to hurry, as the cake itself will need some time to bake. Of course, I'd rather enjoy lying down, closing my eyes, and getting a decent sleep, but I just couldn't let Olga down. Indeed, after all the trouble I'd go to, I even felt personally responsible for the success of this event. Coming to the square, I stopped for a moment to catch my breath. It wasn't that the cart was heavy, it ran smoothly without any noticeable effort required. It was just that any physical exertion caused pain to me now. Both physically and mental one. Sat down on the bench and closed my eyes for a moment. What's that? I didn't really give a damn who it was. Probably just felt pioneer girl taking an interest in an unfamiliar companion in distress. What are you talking about? I asked her tiredly. She didn't reply. Those are the ingredients for a cake. Do you like cakes? I don't know. What, you never tried cake? I don't know. Obviously the girl didn't get what I was talking about, but it didn't surprise me at the moment. I really wasn't interested in this conversation. I was so tired that I had zero intention of classifying external distractions and tagging them as either common or uncommon. I see. Come down to the canteen later and have a bite. Really? Really. And what are they made of? What? Asked indifferently. These cakes. Well, some flour, some sugar, various fillings. Now that's a strange question. Doesn't she know what cakes are made of? And you have it all here. Yeah, sort of. And sugar? And sugar. Could you lend me a little? What for? Thought it was over the top. Sudden gust of wind made me grab the cart instinctively and open my eyes. However, nobody was there. It was the ghost! She's haunting you now. She's mad. You took away her friend. Am I daydreaming? Noticed that the sugar sack was untied and a small heap of it had poured out. Could it be that she was scared by the wind and ran away? No, it's a ghost. It's a ghost, man. Having fixed the sack, I got up from the bench and continued on my challenging strawberry way. There wasn't a single person near the canteen. No wonder dinner was still an hour away. Brought the handcart to the rear exit and handed the foodstuffs to the camp cook. She must have already been told what to do with them as she gave me an unpleasant look. I'm not sure how long it takes to bake a cake, but it seems she had a hurry. Just wanted to relax for the remaining time up until dinner. In short, I was so tired that I just sat on the steps and waited. My eyes closed themselves. I guess I got so tired throughout the day that I didn't even notice how someone came up to me until they patted me on the shoulder. Miku! Miko-chan! Miku was standing before me. Yeah. I didn't need a mirror to imagine the expression of skepticism and annoyance on my face. Excuse me, I must have interrupted you. No problem, I was just sitting here. Alright then. Miku beamed with a smile. I was just coming to dinner. I thought that it's time already, and then it appeared to me that it's too early, but I decided to check in just in case. Maybe it's not me who's mistaken, but the clock is. Well, not the clock. Clock can't be mistaken. It's just that I misread it. She seemed to be ultimately confused now and fell silent. Still about half an hour before dinner. Oh, that's great. Then I'll sit here and wait with you if you don't mind. Frankly speaking, I do mind. You know, I have some matters to attend to. Stood up quickly and left without saying goodbye, ignoring Miku as I always did while she screamed something after me. Dude, you're so mean to her. She's so cute. A minute later, I got to the square and sat on the bench with the firm intention of finding a quiet and safe place here to wait for dinner. I think this is the first time in the last 4.5 days when I finally felt like this. I wasn't just irritated because of some insignificant details, but indeed I was really angry. I've completely stopped caring about where I am and why I am here. I don't care about how to get out either. What's driving me mad is that I always have to carry out some stupid task given by our camp leader. And it's always me who gets into stupid situations and sometimes even ends up looking like a clown. If all of this is some alien trick or a plot of the universal mind, they better consult with their psychiatrist. I gritted my teeth and clenched my fists. Most annoying thing is that everything that happens seems to happen by itself somehow. Be happier not having to carry around bags of sugar that weigh a ton, but I had no choice at all. I mean, any other option will lead to much worse consequences than a muscle strain or hurt pride. Who are you angry with? Liliana was standing in front of me and smiled slyly. Nobody, really, I answered absently. Then my fist gave me away, just like that. Oh, okay, it's up to you. You better tell me, why did you run around the camp the whole day with some kind of bags? I had to, I replied reluctantly. Guess it was food. Maybe it was. Liliana was about to say something, but at that moment the bell rang, calling the pioneers for dinner. That was like a horn, not a bell. Sighed in relief and quickly headed to the canteen, leaving Uliana behind. Simon, thank you very much. For what? The camp leader gave me a friendly smile. For the cake, of course. Ah, sure. It was at that exact moment that I understood the true meaning of saying, keep your things to feed your cat. You didn't tell anybody, this ought to be a surprise. Yeah, that's my boy. And now off you go to dinner. Not my mom. Olga. Waved her hand, pointing at the canteen. Stepped through the doorway slowly and started to look for a free place. It turned out there were plenty today, so I got the chance to eat all alone. There was fish with mashed potatoes for dinner. What misfortune. Once again, I'll be left half hungry. And we didn't have fish for lunch. Is it a fish-only day today? Having pushed my plate with the fried sea dweller away, I laid my head on my hands and closed my eyes, but soon somebody came up to the table. Hey, are you alright? I'm fine. Replied without changing my position. Just tired? Yeah, a little. That's bad. Sylvia said it seriously. Of course. You remember that we were going to hike after the dinner, don't you? Have you prepared everything? Nana told me this. What? Where? Opened my eyes and lifted my head up instantly. Lena was standing by Sylvia. The hike. I didn't know about hike. She was surprised. Didn't you know? No. Dude, I went on a hike yesterday. I'm content with my life. Put my head down on the table and covered it with my hands. If only I could sink into the ground right away. The girls remained silent. I was left alone with my thoughts for some time, and that was fine by me. Maybe I could have sat that way until the end of dinner time, but the strong voice of Olga was heard from the opposite end of the canteen. Guys, to celebrate the miraculous rescue of our friend and comrade Shirk, we baked this cake for you all. I lifted my head idly and looked towards the camp leader, but couldn't see anything beyond the pioneers' backs. A second, just a second. Nothing about me. Nothing about me rescuing Shirk or gathering the ingredients for the cake. As if that's how it's ought to be. Well, it would be wrong to expect anything else from our camp leader. Let's go. Or we won't get our share. Sylvia smiled. Let's go. Lena agreed. Yeah, sure. Got up reluctantly and tagged along behind the girls. As we approached the crowd of pioneers, Olga was putting the cake into the center of the table, and now the camp leader wasn't able to finish as Uliana rushed out from the pioneer crowd and dived into the cake. It looked like she already took a bite, or a few bites, to be honest. Actually, Elena looked like she took a bite too. She looks like she's blushing. She's like, that's so goofy. She managed to nibble it a few times before she was pulled away. She was kicking and screaming. I started blankly from the outside at all this drama. Alyssa's Smiling, Lena picked up some cream with her finger, all the furious pioneers around. Felt completely out of place here. I thought that if I closed my eyes now and opened them again, here I am back to the safety of my apartment in front of my computer. Gosh darn it, nothing. Jesus. Gotta deal with some kids now. I blinked, but nothing changed. Only the noise and the confusion became sharper. Liliana, that's the limit. I just, well, in fact, behaving like this is a bit over the top even for her. Shrek broke into the conversation, or is it a court-martial? Please, Olga, since the cake is celebrating my return, it's no big deal. He hesitated. Doesn't matter, the camp leader turned to Liliana. And you, today I'm going to punish you to the fullest extent so you'll behave next time. Whatever, she snorted and turned back. You won't be going on the hike with us tonight. As if I wanted to. I was more than willing to switch places with Liliana and skip the hike instead of her, but who knew? If I had have guessed beforehand, I'd have been the first one to go berserk and smash the damn cake. After a couple of minutes of confusion, the pioneers started to disperse. You have to get ready too. There'll be a lineup at the square in half an hour. Look straight into the eyes of the camp leader, trying to express my attitude non-verbally, but it seems that I failed. Don't be late. Liliana was sitting at the table when I approached her on my way to the exit. So why'd you do it? She looked very upset, but she had a right to be so. I wanted to, Liliana replied abruptly. So you're happy now? Of course I am. And you, good luck with the hiking. She smiled mischievously, sprang up, and rushed out of the canteen. Well, at least a little bit of luck wouldn't hurt. Walk and you shall reach it was exactly this proverb that kept whirling in my head all the way down to the camp leader's cabin. Somehow I just couldn't manage to argue to pretend that I'm sick or just to skip it without a reason. The events of this day taught me submissiveness, although sometimes whatever was happening made no sense to me. As I walked in, I had a thought. Well, in fact, how should I get ready? Clothes? I only have an overcoat and a pair of jeans. Anyway, I forgot to ask whether it's going to be an overnight hike or not. I couldn't think of anything better, so I grabbed the sweater that I had on me. When I arrived in the camp, the night might be fairly chilly, and shuffled slowly off to the square. Well, the camp was already there, although it was about 10 minutes before the time Olga had designated. I settled down near the edge and waited patiently. Night was falling. If viewed from the outside, what a fairly comical picture we would make. A crowd of pioneers lined up of sheer habit like they were awaiting a silent command from the Broad's agenda. And all this happening as the scarlet rays of the sunset. And there he is, waving his hand and screaming attack as roaring soldiers with red neckerchiefs charged into the battle against some ghostly enemy. But Olga showed up and started to talk instead agenda. Seems everybody is here. Great. I was so tired today I couldn't even think about anything, so I ended up just listening to the camp leader. Now today we'll go hiking. It is essential for every pioneer to be able to come and rescue his comrade, to offer a helping hand in the hour of need, saving them from a hopeless situation. We have to learn to do all these things together. Whisper that ran through the pioneer crowd suggested that most probably this truly epic expedition would end in a clearing in the forest, several hundred feet away from the square. Somehow I thought so, too. We'll walk in pairs. Can I pick? So if you haven't chosen a partner for yourself yet, now is the time to do so. Pioneers quickly caught on to the idea and started a match of pairs. Looked like I was the only one without a partner. Slavia was enthusiastically discussing something with Olga. Lena was with Miku. She took my name. Leshnik was of course with Shrek. Well, it might not be a bad idea to go alone after all. Simon, the voice of the camp leader pulled me out of my thoughts. Went up to her reluctantly. See that you haven't found a partner. Seems like it. Then you join Xenia. She is alone too. Gosh darn it. She scares me. She's always angry. Or struck with that special kind of despair that only a true loner can experience. So it appears that I'm left with a prickly librarian that I wouldn't risk spending a couple of hours with even if I was paid for it. Well, guys, I think I'm going to end the video right here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see all of you guys next time. Goodbye.